We're in the Carlson room in the Pioneer Museum. This is a big room, and fitting, we have many of the big items in the museum that are located here.
That's true.
I'm going to start with probably the largest one, which is the fire truck. This is a 1923 American LaFrance fire truck. It was brought here from New York. I believe the cost was $14,000, and when they sent the fire truck, it came on rails, railroad. They also sent an expert to help train the local firemen on how to use the fire truck, because it was really kind of an innovative piece of equipment at that time. As you go along here, you can see a number of the things that are with the display: the hats, the siren, the seat, of course, is unique, the steering wheel. I might add that it's still operational. It's been used in parades. They do, however, have to take care of the tires to get it out and bring a wrecker, because it's very heavy to take out of the museum. The hat, the tires are extremely large. As we come along to the back, we'll be able to see a fireman uniform, some more fire hats, and other materials that are used in equipment with firefighting. So with that, Jim, what do you have over there?
Yeah, coming past the fire department display, we come into some other things from rescue workers, such as this really interesting, as we get back here, this first aid uniform. That's really cool. But as we get back here, we've got a really awesome KSUM display. We've got some of their advertising signs here, some of their loudspeakers. We've got this really great display with different historic radios that people would have had, 30s, 40s, 50s on up. This heavy piece of machinery here, and I stress heavy because it took about 13 people to move it in here, is the original KSUM transmitter. So nowadays this would be a much smaller piece of equipment, but when they started, this was the thing that powered their radio signals. So a very key piece of history, certainly for them and for the county as well. So yeah, great thing. Like I said, 13 people, multiple dollies, so that was an interesting day. Moving along here, we've got some displays to different businesses. This is a jewelry repair table of Crooker Jewelry. So if you brought your ring or necklace in, this is probably where he would have worked on it. This is a clock that would have been located in his store and many other jewelry stores throughout the years. Coming along, we've got the Fairmont Ford display, Park Motor Company. Lots of different things detailing their history, including the 1952 fire and some of the notable anniversaries that they have experienced throughout their time. And then we move into the law enforcement display. And Lenny, you want to tell us about the jail cell here?
Yes, this is an authentic jail cell from Martin County. And with that, I'll also mention the uniform there of a Fairmont policeman, Major Jones. It's completely authentic, except for, of course, a plastic gun. But it's just like what the real gun looked like. And it's authentic in terms of the jacket, pants, shoes. The whole thing is authentic as far as a Fairmont police uniform from the era of 1948 to 1970. And then moving along here on this wall, you'll see 3M, Fairmont Canning. Those are displays representing those companies that Fairmont Canning was in Fairmont. 3M, of course, is in Fairmont at the present time. Gives a lot of history of those companies. Coming along over here, we have some historic automobiles. This is a 1914 Model T Ford. A very unique and interesting automobile. Over here we have a 1920 GMC truck. You'll see it has wooden floorboards, a wooden seat. And I'm sure the steering wheel would be very difficult to turn. I don't think they have power steering. In fact, I'm sure they didn't. Moving on down, we have a Surrey. Horse-drawn, of course. And here's a buggy that would be horse-drawn. And some other unique items as far as being in a home, like washing machines, ironing boards. And finally over here is a piece of equipment called an iron lung. And that was used for probably up through maybe the 1960s.
Oh, goodness.
For people that had polio, and if it attacked their lungs, they would have to be in that iron lung to help them breathe. This was donated by the Fairmont Hospital quite a number of years ago, actually.
Well, you can only imagine having access to these portholes here.
Yeah, it would not be an enjoyable situation at all. And what else, Jim? Anything else that we want to mention in this room?
Well, we've got a lot of things. We're not going to mention all of them. So one of our newest items here is the original pulpit from the Christian Science Church. That's now the Red Rock Center. We've got different things. Sweetex shortening, high ratio commercial sized lard basically for bakers. So you can imagine going down to Keel's Bakery, they probably have a ton of those in the back. We've also got things like our agricultural display. A lot of our agricultural items we have at Heritage Acres, but we do have a few here, including original 1934 corn picked at the cornhusking contest, national cornhusking contest of that year. So yeah, those are interesting. We've got some of the yokes that belong to the Swamp Angel that did a lot of ditching work in Martin County. And probably one of the more unique displays in our museum, and certainly probably most museums, is our egg collection put together by Archie Whitman. Lenny, what can you tell us about that?
Well, Archie Whitman collected these eggs starting in 1914. And over on the side there, you'll be able to see a picture of Archie with the collection, standing by the collection. He was very proud of it. He was in assisted living at that time. I'm not sure of the year, but it was probably 07, 08, somewhere in that time period.
Sure.
Quite a collection, very unique collection. And when the kids come in, they really like to take a look at it and see all the different eggs. And what's nice, he's got them all named.
Oh yeah, this tends to be a favorite amongst, like you said, the kids, even some of our adult visitors. This is one of the things that they talk about when they get done with their tours.
Right.
Well, Lenny, we touched on some of the things in this room. Anything else?
Well, there are quite a few more things for people to see, but I think the best thing would be to invite them to come in and take a look. You know, we didn't show our aviation display and some others, so
Sure.
quite a few more things to take a look at. So stop and visit.
Mm-hmm.